Hi everyone, Bernard here with the latest Citizen vlog. We're calling it what we're calling it now, City Quiz vlog, as opposed to City Past, City Present. Obviously, a bit of everything in these things. A funny one, quite an hard one today. I might get this totally wrong as I'm doing it. It's what I call fill in the blank. So I'll be looking for like players' names or something that happened or links between players and City, etc. over the years, obviously. And obviously I'll be blanking certain words or phrases out, and you're going to have to give me obviously what the blank is. And obviously it's mainly players. There'll be one or two little things thrown in that won't be a player, or certainly one thrown in that won't be a player anyway. So please, this is our latest little quiz. Bit of fun. See how you do. I'm not done my score. I don't think I would have scored very well in this, but it's just a little bit of fun. See how your memory works. See if it's any better than mine. Please, if you're new to the channel, push the old subscribe button. That'd be fantastic. Push the bell notification to all these little quizzes. I'm trying to do a couple of these every week. I've got about four or five sort of in the pipeline at any one time. So obviously I throw these out a couple of times a week in between, obviously, do my other job, etc. My other two jobs at the moment. So please just bear with me, and I hope you enjoy it. So let's have a look at this fill in the blank, shall we? As I said, I'll try and answer it in the time I'm giving it here, or you can pause it and have a think about it. It's up to you. It's only a bit of fun, isn't it? So anyway, you let me know, please, in the comments what you think of this. I say it's just an unusual one. I don't know how it's going to quite work because I've sort of prepared for it, but obviously it's I'm looking through different things. And I must thank City, because obviously this was from the 2017-18 handbook, so I'm taking stuff from there to use as information. So if you've read up on this, you'll know all about it. If you've watched any of my other little quizzes, you may have cheated and gone back and looked at these, but hey, there you go. Right, the first one. Question 1, just 10 points. It's only 10 points up for grabs. I'm not going to overcomplicate it by asking for too many things. And the first one, I'm looking for a player. Well, obviously, I'll let you know if it's not a player I'm looking for anyway. So I'm going to read something out. Instead of saying a name, I'm going to mention the word blank, and just tell me who you think it would be. So this goes back to 2005. So obviously, any members of 2005. Blank, on loan from Atletico Madrid, went close with a shot that hit the post, while Liverpool offered little in the way of an attacking threat. As the clock ticked past 90 minutes, it seemed neither side would find the back of the net in what had still been an entertaining enough encounter. Then Lee Croft found space on the right flank, but instead of driving across into the box, he spotted Blank approaching the edge of the box and dinked a pass to the former Ajax man. The midfielder skipped towards the ball and volleyed a low shot that gave Liverpool keeper Scott Carson no chance. The City fans went wild. A win over Liverpool was rare to say the least. So who was the blank in that? I won't read it out again. I know you got the gist of that. So I'm back in 2005. It's a match against Liverpool, talking about a goal. So who was the blank? Who was the player? All right, question 2. This is the link between two very famous assists. So who was the player who actually provided these assists? Nasri scored the opening goal of the 2013-14 season, title decider, in the 39th minute, after receiving a pass from Blank. Pablo Zabaleta scored the opening goal of the 2011-12 title decider in the 39th minute, after receiving a pass from Blank. Spooky. So who was it on both of those? If you do want to listen to it again, you can always rewind, can't you? And just go back and what I said. So what's the player there? Who's the player that provided the assist to those two memorable things, obviously? Question 3. I'm looking for a player, obviously another player. And we're going to 2014, so not too long ago. But the script for this game had already been written. There were just 5 minutes left when James Milner volleyed the ball back across the box, and Blank's predatory instincts made sure he was first to the cross to put the home side level. Understandably, there was no real celebration from the former England man, but the City fans loved it, It was enough to earn a 1-1 draw, and a clearly emotional blank had the unusual experience of having his name chanted by both sets of fans. Some of these are easy enough, aren't they? When I'm reading these back, they seem fairly easy compared to others. So who was that player? A little bit of trivia now about a player. So you have to tell me who this guy is. Blank earned his nickname El Apache because of the tough Argentinian neighborhood he grew up in, which was known as Fuerte Apache. It loosely translates as Indian warrior. So who are we talking about there? Well, you got a good chance with that, haven't you? And not too many Argentinians, but one or two, obviously, as you know, I can think of 4 or 5 off the top of my head. So who was talking about? Who was nicknamed El Apache? Next question. This is you got to fill in the blank for this one. It's actually not a player's name. This is the only one that isn't a player's name. But you'll know what the blank is when I read through the question. Again, a trivia question. I'm going back to 2005 again with this one. This match remains one of the earliest kickoff times City have ever taken part in. The blank clash on a Sunday morning wasn't exactly embraced by supporters up and down the land, and for now remains something of an experiment by broadcasters. So what time was the kickoff in that game we're talking about? I can tell you it was against Everton in 2005. So what's missing there? What time was the kickoff? I wouldn't have known that. I just can't remember kicking off that early, to be honest with you. Right, another player now. This is question number 6. So over halfway. So which player are we talking about? I'm going back to 2011. So quite a momentous season. A minute into added time, Blank exchanged passes with Torre and James Milner before looking up and rifling a powerful dipping shot from more than 25 yards that gave Swansea keeper Michael Vaughan no chance. The City fans celebrated a handsome win, but knew they had witnessed the debut of a special player. Again, not too difficult, that one, I don't think. I think you should know that one. On to the next one. Question 7. Again, name of a player. Picking up the ball, and we're going to 1996. So you got to remember a bit further back this time, 24 years ago as I'm recording this. Picking up the ball on the right, he cut inside and unleashed a ferocious low drive from 20 yards that gave Peter Schmeichel no chance. Blank waved his teammates away as he pointed to the name on his back and made it clear he was sending his manager a message in a demonstration of defiance. It was also a cracker of a goal. What player was it? What player was a little bit upset there? What you wanted to make a point to his manager in that one? Right, I'm going to read about a player, trivia about a player here. Let me know which player this we're talking about. Going back to 2007 again, so 13 years ago. Blank was voted the MCFC Player of the Year for the 2008-2009 campaign. The 5th year in a row, the award had been won by an Irishman, with Richard Dunn winning the prize the previous 4 years. What were we talking about? So who won the 2008-09 campaign City Player of the Year? I would have probably got that one. Next one. Again, we're going back to a momentous season. I won't mention the year. You'll soon get this. We'll name the player. With the City supporters crestfallen and the game into its 92nd minute, David Silva whipped in a corner, and it was Blank who rose highest to nod past Paddy Kenny and make it 2-2 on the day. So who are we talking about there? Right, I think we'll carry on with 50. I was going to do 10, but I'll just carry on and see how many we can get. I've got to 15 questions, so let's just see what time it is, because it's only 10 minutes. So if we can do it under 15, we can. It won't be too bad, won't it? Right, so I'm going to show you a picture now, and the blank is the player. The player's missing from it. So which player is actually missing from this image? To make sure you don't see any of it. So it's the one on the thumbnail. So there's a City player missing from. There's a blank City player missing from that image. Tell me who the player is. I want to know the players who are obviously trying to block it and keeping their hands behind the backs. Good lads. So who is the blank? Who is the player? Going back to 2003 with this next one. Name the player. Nicholas Anelka sized up his options as the Blues attacked, and he spotted blank run towards the box on the left. The Frenchman chipped in the ball into the Danish defender's path, and without hesitation, he immaculately volleyed a shot that flew past Paul Robinson like a rocket, giving the Lilywhites keeper no chance whatsoever. So who hit that stunner? What defender hit that stunner? You know his nationality as well, obviously Danish. Lots of clues in that one. I'm after a football team, this one. What name of the football team that's involved in this with City? So it's not a player, football team. This back in 2014. Just as City had done when turning down Manchester United's 8-point lead in 2011-12, the Blues had eaten away at Liverpool's 8-point advantage, to the point the Merseysiders had seemingly cracked under the pressure. With the game in hand, City could finally overtake the Reds in the penultimate game, with blank the visitors for a rearranged game. So you're thinking back to 2014, penultimate game. Very nervy affair, I remember that. So what team was that about? Right, which player we're talking about now on this one? We're going. This one you should. I remember this very, very well. Then with just a few minutes remaining, blank chased a ball down the right that ran along the touchline for about 12 feet, but stayed in. He cut in towards goal with Wes Brown ahead of him, but with no other options, he touched it to the right before hammering a shot that hit the underside of the bar and into the net, giving Tim Howard no chance. Cue pandemonium. And I was virtually stood behind as this guy hit that ball. We used to sit or stand, whatever, on the very front of the new Kipax at the Etihad. So there's a clue for you. Can you name the player in that? Oh, this one's a classic now. So we're going back into the 90s again with this one. So here we go. Blank picked the ball up on the right flank before suddenly accelerating past his marker, who chased in vain, hacking at the Georgian without connecting. There were still 4 defenders ahead of him on the edge of the box, but he dropped a shoulder, glided past 2 of them with ridiculous ease, and then was faced with Southampton keeper Dave Besant. But instead of rushing his shot, he waited, feigned, and then gently lifted the ball over the stranded keeper to put City ahead. So that's probably one of the easiest we've got today. I think that if you don't get that, then just give up being a City fan, I think. So who was the player who did that wonderful thing? And to finish off, we've got another blank player. So we want to know, you can see the ball in the action, but who's the player that headed this? The very famous game. So who was the player involved? There's the ball in the air. Obviously, it's not Tevez who's headed it, is it? So which player has made contact with that ball to send it flying? Okay, hope you enjoyed that. I could say I was going to do 10 questions, but 15 questions a point each, because I sort of got through it a little bit quicker than I thought I would have done. Right, so we have the answers. Right, number one, I can show you the page of the book now as well, can't I? Yeah, number one, of course, we were talking about Kiki Musampa against Liverpool, April 2005. That was the blank. So give yourself a point if you got Kiki. Take my clips out as I go through, wrecking my pages, but you don't like to keep my books, but they're all getting wrecked anyway with using them so much. The trivia question, obviously the two links, the two assists. Obviously was talking about Sami Nasri's goal, but obviously it was the spooky thing of Yaya Toure producing both assists, wasn't it, for that and the 2011-12 decider and the 2013-14 decider. So that's quite interesting. But obviously it was the decider. Obviously it wasn't the final goal, was it? But obviously you forget that he fed Zabaleta and Nasri as well. Right, so the answer I was looking for was Yaya Toure. Number three, and of course, who is the player, the legend, who's obviously both sets of fans sung his name? Of course he did. Of course, was Mr. Frank Lampard. Self a point if you got that right. And the trivia, obviously El Apache. Of course, we were talking about Mr. Carlos Tevez. And the kickoff time, that was a good one. Yeah, it was Everton, 2nd of October 2005. It kicked off at 11:15 a.m. And I don't remember that. I would have, what was it, 2000? Yeah, I probably was there, but I can't remember that one. But that was what the answer to that one. And of course, I mean, I think you would have got this next one. I mean, obviously, the player who started on his debut as describing that goal, obviously, was Sergio Aguero in Swansea City in his debut match there. Great goal. Couple of goals, wasn't it? Denied a hat-trick because he was offside, if I remember rightly, wasn't he? And yeah, the disgruntled player, yeah, I mean, obviously, if you talk disgruntled players, you automatically think perhaps of Carlos Tevez, don't you? But no, it was a personal message to Alan Ball at the time. So it's the wonderful Uwe. Yeah, he was a little bit unhappy at the time. So that was his little dig at Alan Ball. The wonderful's fantastic. You know, stayed with us far too short a time, Alan Ball. So give yourself a point if you said Uwe Rosler. Of course, the player of the year after Dunny, of course. Another Irishman, Stephen. Someone questioned someone today about what Pep could have done with Stephen Ireland, but I mean, he's just a utility player, wasn't he? Could have done like a Gareth Barry and that sort of role, Milner sort of role. I'm sure Pep could have made really good use of him. So that's Stephen Ireland. And with the supporters crestfallen, of course. Well, you know, with the supporters crestfallen, obviously, we were 2-1 down, weren't we? And obviously, it fell to Mr. Edin Dzeko to put us back in it against QPR. So if you said Edin Dzeko, give yourself a point for that. And of course, the blank page, the guys blanked out. Obviously, the Fernandinho, great goal. August 2015, that one. Have you got that one? Might have been a bit harder, that one, perhaps. And we talked about this Nicholas Anelka assist, didn't we? Well, this was Leeds United back in January 2003, and the guy who put it back wellied it past Paul Robinson, of course, was Nicholas Jensen. Fantastic goal. I mean, it's, obviously that's more remembered than a lot of things, from Nicholas Jensen's superb goal. So point for Nicholas Jensen. And the team that came to, and it was a nervy affair, wasn't it? The penultimate game of the 2014 season. Obviously, it was Aston Villa. I mean, obviously, there's Yaya scoring, but real nerve-wracking game. But yes, that was the one. Aston Villa, 7th of May 2014. So Aston Villa was the answer to that one. Of course, the goal where it hugged the touchline, United fans were clamouring that it had gone out. So there's another clue for you. Obviously, and we watched Shawnee whiz past us. Obviously, when he scored that superb goal in off the crossbar, fantastic to seal the win for City. And in a time when we didn't, obviously, we did celebrate wins against United, perhaps more than because they were quite rare, weren't they? Obviously, they've become less rare, although obviously recently I think they've got a better thing against us, hasn't they? But of course, the answer was Shawnee Wright-Phillips. And of course, oh, come on. I mean, this one where he picked the ball up and beat so many men. I mean, obviously, you're talking Joaquin Cladzi, and you were talking the game against, was it Southampton? I forget who it was against now. Dave Besson, Southampton. Absolutely superb goal. And obviously, we've seen that many, many times, haven't we, on there? Replayed on TV. Georgie King-Clancy was the answer to that one. And finally, the missing player. Obviously, we've got the image there of the ball, and there's the name. There's the clue. Yeah, wonderful. Fantastic. Didn't he enjoy that one? Vincent Kompany. Superb. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I mean, I don't know how many points. I would probably, out of 15, I certainly would have got probably half. I would have probably got 8 or 9 of those. So let me know how you get on in the comments. Please let me know what you scored, or follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at nostalgia_movie. All movie stuff on there as well as City stuff. If you're into your movies, please follow me on there. And I'm also on at Charles Dineen, DINNN, at Charles Dineen. And also I'm on Facebook at Burn Dineen with links to moviegamenostalgia.com, my little website for all things rare, DVDs, movie posters from the 90s, 2000s, and retro board games. So if you find the time to get on there, absolutely fantastic. As I said, there's more of these. There's some in the links below, please. There's probably 4 or 5 or 6 published. I think the next one I'm going to do, I did plan to do it this time, but something happened, so I didn't use this time. But the next quiz will be based on the Formidables, the book up there. See the book up there? Obviously the Formidable season, but obviously the wonderful book as well. And we'll have a look at some of the wonderful images in there, the Formidables. So that'll be out in the next 3 or 4 days. So please hope you enjoy that. Anyway, thanks for watching today. Whatever you're going to do the rest of your day, look after yourself, look after your friends, look after your family. And let's all look after each other in these troubled times. And hopefully we can get through this. There's no what's the thing? No light at the end of the tunnel at the moment. The light at the end of the tunnel is a train coming the other way at the moment, but I'm sure we'll all get through it. So we all look after each other and do our best. Anyway, this is Bernard. Thanks for watching today. Oh, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you want me to do another one of these little fill in the blanks? Something a little bit different, wasn't it? Let's say I got through it, not too bad. I don't think I made too many. If I've made any errors, please forgive me. You sort of with that when you're reading out little excerpts, trying to find the right place, it's can be a little bit difficult. But thanks for putting up with me, and I hope you did well. And let us know what you scored anyway. So Bernard saying goodbye for now.